So I think it was a match that you expect sometimes in the opening match of the season, especially considering we've only had 11 practices. By this point, we've usually had 29 practices. We've got some new people in there. Timing's off a little bit. We'll get that shipped up. Not worried about it. I'm really happy of how we stayed together as a team. I'm happy about how we talked to each other, how we communicated, especially in that first and second set when things were pretty crazy. I thought we were calm, and I thought we spoke to each other very clearly and very concisely. And I think just talking in that tone with each other really brought out the best in everybody and helped everybody stay calm. And when it comes down to that, it's all serve and pass. And so when you're calm in serve and pass, things tend to work out for you pretty well. And that's what I thought happened, at least in the first two sets.
What was it like? I mean, everybody started, you're trying to find out, what did you learn about your team tonight that you were curious to find out, playing somebody else?
Well, how resilient are you? That's the thing you want to learn. I didn't expect us to go out and hit for big numbers or block a lot of balls or that's, I figured we'd pass okay, block okay. But I learned our resilience. You want to know right away, do you have a team that's going to stick together when it's hard? And we did. We stuck together ahead or behind. We stuck together. We fought for each other. At the end there, we went through a little bit of adversity, and all of a sudden the team tightened up. I mean, in a good way. They tightened the ship. And just really made it easy to get through that set and just keep rolling. So I give the team credit for how they stayed together tonight. And again, I think it's just all about the little things that you do off the court together. They really can come onto the court and they can make you or break you in tight situations. I think it just goes to show how close of a team it is.
McKenna and Abby both talked about how the team was already quickly deciding, all right, how are we able to help Amber out when she got up and kept playing? First of all, how is she doing? And second of all, what were you thinking when about Amber's character as you saw her get up and keep?
Yeah, obviously I worry about my student athletes. When somebody gets hurt, I hurt with them. In terms of where she is or what her status or situation is, I'm not going to ever release that kind of stuff. I hope you understand. But I'm not going to elaborate on anything or what we think it is or anything like that. But that's my first thought. My first instinct is, that's a all conference setter of the year type player that's laying on the floor, and I hope she's okay. She came back for her fifth year for a reason, because she wanted to contribute to a conference championship and a national championship run. And you just hope that it's something that's not too severe. I'll find out probably a little bit later tonight and into the morning where we are on that.
McKenna gets to 2,000 kills. To put that in perspective, the other night Renata Menchikova did it 25 years ago. It's not an easy number to get to. Put it into context. What people witnessed tonight in the venue and watched on ESPN Plus, history here. I mean, This is a magical number.
Right, it is. And asking me to put something into context, 30 minutes after when we just went through, it's pretty hard. But what I can tell you is Renata's the best. Renata's the best that has ever come through and completed a career here. And, do I see McKenna pushing for that someday? Absolutely. But Renata set a standard that every outside hitter, every hitter here has strived to beat. So, the fact that it took 25 years is a tribute to Renata, because you have how many players coming through every year, how many teams every year, and one other person has reached that milestone. And it took somebody pretty special to do it. So really it's a tribute to Renata and it's a tribute to McKenna. Because both of them have helped lead this program in two different eras to new heights. And I think that's McKenna's way of honoring the program and honoring Renata, and McKenna's way of leaving her mark and her legacy.
What does it say, this first performance, pretty, it's a clean one, 3-0. You guys are not going to be in this conference next year. So what does it say that it's like we're moving on up here? What is your mentality for this last year?
Yeah, mentality doesn't change no matter what. We just, Like these guys that have been around us forever, they hear me say we're 1-0, so right now we're 1-0, and we get to enjoy being 1-0 until about 2.5 more hours.
Right.
And then we're 0-0, and we have to play Kansas State. So, the whole thought about the conference and what's next down the road is not even crossing my mind. I don't even think about it. So every once in a while I hear somebody mention it, I'm like, what? It's just so not about this year. And right now I'm about Kansas State, and that's really about it.
Okay, so you're not thinking about 15th season also. How does that
No.
strike you? No? Not at all?
No.
Wow.
I came in tonight and all I did was think about how do we beat Syracuse? And then, at the end of set 1, what play do we run to try to get out of it?
Right.
Set 3, how do we close it off? Amber's on the floor, how is she?
Yes.
Okay, move on, game's over. I'll watch film as soon as I'm done with y'all and start figuring out, the best team that we can have on the floor against Kansas State. But, all that's going to come when it's time. But there's so much to accomplish, and there's so many micro goals that we have to focus on first that we really don't have time to waste our bandwidth on it.
Talk about the new faces on the team in their first match to play in the venue in this environment, playing with their teammates here. How'd you feel they did for their first match?
Yeah, it's been a pretty cohesive group from the summer. I thought from our very first practice, it's been a pretty cohesive group. To be able to put in Emily Wilson, be able to put in Abby Hansen, Kari goes in. It's going to take them a while. Some of them haven't played for a while. Still out some seasons. So to see them back on the floor doing the game that they love and having success at it was really, that's a nice feeling for a coach to see people go out there and see them love the game and play hard and go through adversity and be successful again and say, oh yeah, I can do this. So to me, that was the most exciting thing about them, I thought we did a nice job at the libero and at the defensive specialist spot with the 3, and I thought we handled the ball well. And so I think all the things that could go wrong on the first night didn't go wrong because of how close they are and how closely integrated the new players have become into the fabric of the team.
Coach, I asked you back during the first black and gold scrimmage about what this team needed to do to be ready for your first match, and you gave me a priority list of things that you had. How would you say?
Was it good?
I would say it was good.
Okay.
So how would you say the team did in checking off those priorities after their first?
You have to remind me what the priorities were. That was a week ago.
Well,
no, I think here's what I look at. Come in, establish our serve. I think we did that pretty well. Come in, establish our offense. We didn't do that so well for early on, but we came back and we got it established before the match was over. Out hustle, out play, outsmart. Those were all things that are, on a coach's list. Win a match, obviously that's on the list. But for us, I think, the checklist that we normally have, we go right down to it. And everybody contributed to that checklist, and I thought we crossed off everything that we needed to. But again, you can already see it in my mind. I'm already forgetting about this match and thinking about the next one.
Last one. It's Kansas State. Obviously, they're a talented team. You saw them a little bit earlier there. Just take us through the matchup here on Saturday. And, I'm sure things you need to improve on for tomorrow.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Syracuse played them tough too. That's why there's no surprise that this was a tough match. Syracuse, Kansas State was a tough match. I think Syracuse was expected to be down this year, and I think they've showed that they are not going to be down this year. The Big East, if they're sleeping on them, that's not a good idea. I mean, the ACC, if they're sleeping on them, that's not a good idea. Because Syracuse is going to be pretty good once they put the pieces together. Now, the question actually is about Kansas State. Kansas State can hurt you in so many ways. Both left side hitters, middle hitters, they block well. The thing that really scares me most about them is that they're a great serve-receive team, which means they're in system a lot. It takes 3 weeks for a team to build up their blocking scheme, and we're not there yet. So, we're going to have to fight against a team that attacks really well, and our blocking scheme isn't quite there yet. The timing's not quite right yet. So, they can bring the ball. The outsides can hit it. The right sides can kill it. Both middles can score. They got a crafty setter, and they serve tough on top of it. So I almost look at them and see a mirror image where we are right now. They play very similar to us, so it's going to be a battle of wills and who can establish their dominance first. But I look for tomorrow to be a knockdown drag out. I'll be surprised if it's anything but.
All right, Coach, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked McKenna. Thoughts on the new uniforms?
We had new uniforms? Did we really?
Yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
okay, they were nice. No, I honestly, I didn't know. I'm not kidding. I did, uniforms, goodness gracious. No. No, I know that we went with a sleeveless look. That was something that the team wanted to do this year. I didn't get a chance to see how they looked, but I know it was something that they want. And when Coach Prime says look good, feel good, play good, I guess we look good and feel good and played good. So that's all we can do.
There we go. All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
All right,
Coach.
thanks.